It is now 6:33. We want to call the meeting to order. Is there a vote for that?
I'll call it.
Okay, quorum has been established. The next thing on the order of business is to approve our August 2025 meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
August 5th.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
August 5th?
August?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said something.
So board members, is there a motion?
I make a motion.
All
Did-
approved?
Were they sent out previous?
They're posted on the community website.
They are posted. I missed them.
Okay, now we're going to call on Dustin to provide us a financial review.
Good evening. Good to see more people here than we're here in August. I think we had 3. So this is good. Quick financial review. The board's going to talk ad nauseum about money tonight related to the 2026 budget, so we're just going to hit the highlights we normally do. As of today, the operating account balance is $172,000 and change. Capital improvement account balance is $130,000, and the reserve balance is up to $386,000. Total cash on hand, $688,500 roughly. From an accounts receivable standpoint, as of today, 276 homeowners past due for a total of $263,000 in accounts receivable for the community. Keep in mind, dues were just due about 30 days ago, and that's just the cyclical nature of dues coming in the bank. Typically, the month after dues are due, it's about 20% of the community that remains past due. And then December 1st, it'll be down to about 140 to 160, give or take. And then at the end of December, it'll be down to about 120. And then in January, we start the cycle all over again. So at any given point in time, there's about 10 to 15, maybe 20% of the community that's past due in assessment. So don't let that number scare you being big. It's just right after a dues installment is due. That's it from a financial perspective this evening, because these guys are going to talk a whole lot more about money.
Yes, question. What bank is that money in?
First Citizens
Cash.
Bank.
First Citizens Bank?
Yes.
In Arizona?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, new business. The board is going to vote to approve the pool service contract renewal. And I have it in front of me, and I think you guys do as well.
The contract?
Yes, commercial pool service contract.
No, you don't have it.
No, owners
The owners don't have it? Okay. So I'll read through this very briefly.
Thank
The
you.
weekly pool service includes test pools and splash pad water, adjust sanitizer and pH each visit, maintain proper water balance, maintain pool service records and accompany inspector for seasonal inspection, cleaning of the pools 3 times a week during swim seasons, 2 times a week during the off-season. This includes brushing walls of the pool, leaf removal, emptying of skimmer and pump baskets, backwashing of filters, vacuum of debris is needed, and visual check on all equipment. Maintain safety log for the light, GFCI circuits, emergency phone and gates. Charge for cleaning all 4 pools is $471.90, chemicals and taxes included. That's basically it. Any additional services or maintenance will have additional charges. Additional parts, work, or repairs will be bid and billed separately. This includes winterizing, vandalism, cleanup, startup, or extra visits for accidents. Connor Pool Service LLC will not be held responsible for any staining of plaster. Since plaster is composed of natural materials, a certain amount of shading, staining, and color variations to be expected. Different forms of staining do occur in all pools, and with proper chemistry can be held to a minimum. Holidays observed will be Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving Day, after Memorial Day, Labor Day, and the 4th of July. Billing is done on the 26th for the month following payments to be made within 20 days. Contract is for January to December 26th. And this will be signed, as I said, with Philip Connor, owner of Connor Pool Service LLC. Any questions? Okay, board, do you vote that we approve this contract? Is there a motion?
Motion.
Was there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, we will sign this pool contract. Okay, next item of new business is pool furniture replacement plan. So we're going to jump the gun on the budget. Paige is going to tell us about the line item that we have budgeted for replacing pool furniture for next year, only for the Lindstrom pool. And that is,
So right now, we have budgeted 30,000 for the pool furniture. That is around 18 chase lounges, 10 low boy chairs, and 22 regular chairs for Lindstrom. But we're hoping to go through everything and, definitely be able to come in under that.
so we have 4 suppliers that we have access to. I have researched 2 of them so far, and I haven't shared that with the board, but it came in for replacing all of that equipment anywhere from $10,000 to $14,000. I intend to research the other 2 suppliers, and we'll send all of that information out to the board and we will review. But it looks like we should be able to replace this furniture for less than $30,000. So that's our goal, is to do that. So whatever savings we have can be allocated to other needs. Any questions?
I have a question about that. That's the main reason I came down here. I saw that the reason of the raising next year again for that supply, right?
No,
No?
no. There has,
There's more.
There,
I'm sure
no,
there's more.
there,
but
so
still-
they did a reserve study a couple of years ago. This has been broadcasted several times in several avenues, multiple times. They've done a reserve study, and basically over the next couple of years, 5 to 10 years, if the dues weren't raised, we would be bankrupt. There would be no money to take care of everything. The other option that they could have gone with, and I'm not a fan of it, is, in a couple of years, well, we just get hit with, owing a couple of grand, for a special assessment. So it's kind of like, they're doing us a favor by the minimal increase, $150, now, to $600, a year next year, versus, hey guys, well, guess what? Merry Christmas to you, in a couple of years. Now you owe a special assessment of, $2,500, $3,000, whatever it is. So it's like, which one do you want?
I will also point out to you, this is the very first time in 23 years that we've had to replace any furniture at the pools.
Yeah.
And also, there was people investing behind and stuff, I was wondering, is you guys been collecting all that yearly, whatever? I don't know what the low beyond, whatever that thing, I don't know how you guys have responded to people past due, the payment
There are
stuff.
processes put in place to collect past due fees.
Yeah, so it's
It's
collecting all that.
ongoing. It's ongoing. It's just something that we discuss, in the
Yeah,
board
okay.
meetings and with and Justin. He's the HOA manager, so he's the one that basically is in charge of that, and he's the one that does the collecting. If it gets to a point where, we're still having problems with it, it goes to the next step.
Collecting it, so maybe that's why, shortage, I don't know, shortage, but, to cover up all the people who take,
Well, it's not always the same people. It's just, unfortunately, in, the way the economy is, it changes and everything like that, it can be,
yeah, but it's
when one person gets paid
bankruptcy.
off.
I don't know why you guys are waiting to bankrupt the management. Should be, a year that whatever collecting 1,000, almost 1,500 residents, to about 150, not 150, but, should be managing a year of that, the expenses, should be maintaining it.
I will share with you my opinion. For the 10 years that there was no increase, I think that was a mistake, to be honest with you. Because now we have got at a point where we had to do the increases. And yes, there have been 3 minor increases. They may be minor.
Every year, last 2 years, and then also next
Yes.
year.
Because we did not
years
manage, the
in
money
a
was
row.
not managed properly during those 10 years. That's my opinion on it.
Now, Ms. Jones, you just said the money wasn't managed properly. Those were your exact words, right? Yes, no problem, move on.
What are you trying to, is
No,
that,
move on.
is that
That's what you just said. I just want to make sure I heard you.
in my opinion, Mr.
Okay,
Kelly?
well, that's your opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been here almost 8 years. And I think that to be fair to everyone, guys, what we're paying in homeowners dues is fair.
It's still the cheapest in the area.
It's the cheapest in the area.
Yes, we
My
are.
daughter lives in Las Ventanas, they're paying a lot more, and they don't have pool. They have a little kiddie pool, and they pay $900 a year.
Yeah,
Wes,
but people
what-
like me
So-
never used the swimming pool. So when I saw, this one before, the expenses, how much, maintaining it costs yearly
Yeah.
in the swimming pool, people like us never use it.
Right.
And then.
I don't use the pool either, ma'am, and I'm on the board, and I don't
Replacing the
use the pool.
supply for that reason, raise next year. I mean, I think that's not, yes.
Because I'm not gonna speak when I'm not allowed to speak, so, and I'm not gonna interrupt anyone. But I just want to say that we are a majority rule, and so the majority have, agreed that that increase is necessary. I don't use the pool either, and yeah, I did kind of, balk at the additional funds that I'm having to pay, but I kind of enjoy some things in in the neighborhood. I kind of really enjoy the work that they put in the general spaces. I appreciate the fact that they're now watering the lawns, because when I got here, they weren't doing that. I appreciate some of those things that are taking place. So I think, though, to your point, if you don't use it, then you can't appreciate it. But the majority, people that live, of the 1,100 residents that live here, there are a high number of people that have children, and they enjoy it. And we want it to be nice and safe for them. I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me either.
I agree with you. I'm glad it's improvements of that. I saw, I've never been in, but one time I walked in, it was very, right there. And then today, I was like thinking about what I'm gonna speak to you, adding on to mine, something suggesting. We have a lot of lonely people here, senior, whatever. So I wish, I know other places, a lot of people paying a lot of money for, the homeowner association. There's a reason, because they have such a good community, like a community center. I don't know, we can be able to use it here, but we don't have for kind of social, community space. It's like a, whatever event, if we can gather something, make a arrangement, place.
Well, I will be honest with you, Brad has done a great job with working with a newly organized social committee this year.
The social committee
And one of the
is-
main problems, man, is people don't volunteer to join the committees that we would like to have, so that we can provide more resources and more fun activities for all of the residents in the community.
But
So that's a
where's
problem.
Here, or, to me, it's the main reason where we're gonna, we don't have a place to,
To
Place,
gather.
though, our dues will even go higher, because someone's gotta pay for it.
Yeah, if we build what she's asking
Yes.
is
Can I add something to that?
community center.
You're right, we don't have an amenity building. I wish we did, that would be wonderful. A lot of the stuff that we do, because of the Texas weather, we can do at the pools, even if it's not swimming. We do have that. We also, which is a blessing, have the Betsy Price Community Center, and we can use that at any time. So if we ever decide to have a big, say a potluck or something for Thanksgiving or something like that, we can always use that, and I pass that along to your neighbors and stuff, because, this is a good crowd here, but a lot of times we'll have these meetings and we will not have a lot of people, that show up. So, if we can prove that that would be worthwhile using that, wouldn't that be a great thing?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great thing.
Across the street, you mean?
Yeah, we've talked about having
Right.
meetings there because the chairs are a little bit
Oh, no.
more comfortable.
Yeah, thanks.
But, there's
Yes.
something like
One
that. If
question
people would
about
go, we would have them there.
Excuse me, man, yes, sir, you said it,
And you mentioned the community center across the way. Have y'all talked to the city council or maybe that about building a walk? So we don't have to drive around, but we just walk over the road? And that'd also be another good idea for the school up here, up by the 7-Eleven on the new corner. That, because I saw them today, people were still trying to fly through there like they got nowhere else to be. And I just think, I'm like, these poor kids, you know, the skywalk would be cool over there by the school. It'll help alleviate a lot of that traffic, and then a skywalk over here.
So I
we gotta
challenge,
deal with the.
I challenge you, sir, to make the first phone call to the council person.
Or email.
He's not on the board.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be on the board,
Yeah, you
he's a
don't-
citizen, he doesn't have to be on the board to contact the council
Over to
person.
the
That's
veteran.
challenge.
We can't get away with that.
I know.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
One more question and then we're gonna move on.
I'll go 50 plus.
Yeah.
You have another
Just gonna
question?
wait until they finish.
Okay, then we're gonna move on.
Well, I do have a question. Have we discussed with the community center a discount for the residents here?
All meetings will be free.
Oh,
Yeah.
good deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
The events, Jack and I both checked out the prices and they're very reasonable.
I did,
Yeah.
and so I think that'll be nice, you know, to let everybody know as well, so.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said they just figured it out, that they were over there to, like this week, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, well, the bottom line is we will be replacing the furniture at Lindstrom Pool within the next couple months. And then we will source all of the current furniture and get the best that's still in inventory. That's our plan.
And one more time, how much did you say that furniture was gonna cost? Page,
It's an estimate,
an estimate?
an
Okay.
estimate, and I've estimated it.
Okay,
Just
when you get it delivered, that's when you have a final cost, right?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely,
No problem.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep, and we can let the community know, no problem.
absolutely.
But yeah, right now, it's an estimate. So, you know, shoot high, and then whenever we come in underneath it, we're the heroes.
Okay, next new business is 2026-27 landscape improvement. And I see Ryan has come in. And Ryan has submitted to the board an estimate, a plan. And we're gonna do this, I believe, in 2 phases. You wanna come on up, Ryan, and talk about it? Please. Ryan is the owner of Moman and also a resident of the community, so he's invested.
I was gonna say, you got a booming voice.
All right, so a couple of things just to keep everything relevant and continue to improve the community that we looked at. Is the front of the community hasn't been enhanced. I think the last one was 2012 or 2013. I'm not sure when the last one was. But working on the front of the neighborhood first and then also at the amenity centers. So we came up with a couple of plans to start at the amenity centers, really just actually Lindstrom Pool, because there's not a lot of improvement that we can do at the Ranch Hand Pool, just given the landscape and the way that it is. But putting a seating area in front of the pool and adding a little bit of artificial turf, that was one of the things that we had proposed to them. We were gonna remove there's 2 trees that are right there in the beginning. They're actually starting to obstruct with the concrete there, as the roots and everything are going underneath it. So we propose to remove those, make a seating area there, and then add a couple landscape enhancements there by putting some pots up there. And then at each of the entryways, we just had the lighting done. So the lighting kind of messed things up, and the landscape in between the 2, I call them anchor plants, right? The 2 hollies that are on the outside. That landscape area in between, we wanted to add some, just kind of refresh it and make sure that it all looks good. So we have a plan to refresh that, and we presented to the board. They've got the dollar amounts and stuff like that. But what we were going to do is enhance what we got in the middle, kind of use what we can to salvage that. But we do need to replace a lot of the plants that are either outside of their shelf life or not doing as well as they should. And then on the center islands too, make it where it's a little bit easier to maintain, less cost to maintain, and then utilize the center islands for a better presentation of the color that we have up there. So we invest 160 flats each color change that we do. So we want to utilize that to do it. So what we had projected to do is to bring the turf, the grass, beyond where the trees are at. I don't know if you guys can imagine that right now. I don't have an illustration of it, but we were going to bring the turf beyond the tree that's in the center there. And then after that, we were going to use some landscaping in the center of it, and then use all the flowers around the outside. side of it, just to give it a different look. So it's something that's different for the neighborhood, a different approach. Is, you know, the same thing that we've had all these years, it's just in the very tip of the island that we've put landscaping into, so. And then, adding something, they brought up a couple different times, the look of Westport, and the way that their landscaping looks. So we have a seating area, since we see a lot of people that walk through the neighborhood and a lot of people that riding bikes or anything in the neighborhood. So we brought up a seating area enhancement. So we were gonna look at doing a seating area by Bonnet, in between Bonnet and Lindstrom, on the east side of the road. There's a green space there. And what we would do is we would use concrete, not concrete, they're landscape boulders, or blocks is what they are. And we would do a big seating area there, put decomposed granite in it, and have an area that people are jogging, walking, or whatever they might do, they can sit down and rest right there in that area. Plus, if people come into the neighborhood there, it'll give a good appeal, is what it would do. And then, two other things that we projected that when we did the walk with the board, that I just noted that they weren't, there were things that would probably help out. We have the green space area for Lassiter Park. Say that right? Going all the way to right? So they've got the walking area that goes through there, it has seats and benches, and it also has, you know, the long walking area that connects the community there. So from Kingfisher, we've got to open a green space in between there, so we're going to connect Kingfisher across that park area over to the Lassiter Park area. And then also from in front of the school here, where we got the green space here from Cactus Patch, or Cactus Cactus. I live in there, I don't know. Right? But connects the sidewalk, because if you notice, everybody walks right across there.
Right.
There's no sidewalk there, so just connect that sidewalk to the existing sidewalk that's there. And potentially in the future, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but there's a big long sidewalk that's just missing in between there too. That's something that we could just help to improve when we're talking about walking activities within the community. Other than that, I think that's the only other ones we have.
Right.
How much is it gonna cost us?
Well, I know that's always.
Bottom line, I mean, do we?
Bottom line is covered in
Bottom line, do we have the luxury to know
It's
that?
about a $90,000 project.
Yep,
Yeah,
and we have
that's all this stuff. The
Right.
yard stuff.
Who's responsible for all those weeds growing down through the water there? The city or?
We don't own that property.
That's all city down there.
City.
I'm down here at the end.
City,
Well,
city for, okay.
Just go to City of Fort Worth and put in a request to get it cleaned up. Anywhere that you have a concern, go to city, they'll tell you who's responsible.
I think I got something.
Should we put that out? Correct.
One more question, Ryan.
Hold on, we had a question right here. It was, is there adequate irrigation in there? So a few years back, more than a few years, we upgraded some of the irrigation to drip irrigation. So yes, there is adequate irrigation in that area. It has drip irrigation in the islands. We did that for a safety thing. So in case we ever have water come on, freeze, we don't want wet spots, people be able to, or have accidents. So there is adequate there. We'll extend it in order to make sure that we can continue that coverage. And we talked about cost savings. I think everybody's talking about money and don't want to spend money, but irrigation, we've got a big opportunity for improvement. And so that was something that we're going to probably talk to the board about as well, is that drip irrigation, that's actually the city code now, is that everything is in a parkway area, has to be drip irrigation. So talk to them, because it'll be an investment for us, but over the future it'll pay for itself multiple times. So, and then there's a couple other things too. We can change pressure regulators, because none of our systems, when they were installed 20 years ago, have pressure regulators, so they're just pumping out a lot of water. So pressure regulators should help us out. So I've got Brad.
So Ryan, you know, when you said around $90,000, everybody went, you explain that. You know, it's not gonna happen like.
No, it would be in phases. We're 100% anticipating it to be in two different phases, right? So part of it this year, or not only done this year, part of it one time and then part of it another.
The second phase back there, it just got sodded and irrigation on that, the sprinklers are working good. Did you do that?
What second phase?
This is back here. They just sodded it this year to the left over here, on Running River, behind the
Yeah,
school.
we did that.
Y'all
Because
did
that
that?
yes. There was a couple of things whenever they were installing the neighborhood in the back. They broke our lines, and then we had a utility company that broke our lines, but other than that, yes, we did install it.
Yeah.
We did. That's
So-
everything.
You did a good job.
I mean, I'm sure you paid for that. Do you have any idea what that cost to do that?
I'm sure it's in the notes, I don't know off the top of my head.
That's, you got the information there, right?
Yeah, it's a line item on our
Right
budget.
here in front of me, Mr. Keller.
I'm sorry.
Is anything
Give
been
me a
done with
moment,
the
I can
lighting
find
at the entrance ways? Because last I knew, you couldn't see our name, in the red.
So that's what the enhancement's gonna be. We're gonna change it out to get landscaping that's gonna keep us below that threshold, so they'll be able to see the signs.
To make it more crisp and
Yeah,
clean.
and that's what the lighting was intended to do as well, so we can see.
I'd also like to encourage all residents to submit, I believe it's called My Fort Worth app. Submit all your concerns and questions or requests, because the more residents submit that, helps us working with the board and get things changed. We can't do it by ourselves, so we need your help. Oh, it's at the bottom?
We got a question?
It's on the bottom of the agenda.
Weekly, I mean, like grants, I've been cutting 3 weeks and rain a lot, and it's still, I don't understand this time of year, cutting weekly, every other week.
Yeah, so, good question. So, our schedule on our commercial accounts, we go to bi-weekly in the month of November. Until October, we do about, it's normally weekly for the first couple months of October, or weeks of October. Then we get into November, it's gonna be bi-weekly, and then we get into December and January, we'll still be here once or twice a week. We still have other services to do, so we're here every week.
Is there any particular reason why you do it every Monday? Like you're on budget or whatever,
We want it to look good, looking through the week.
from the trash and everything from the weekend?
Yeah, trash really in our part, if it's in our lawn, then yeah, we take care of it, but yeah, we don't have a porch service.
Because you do have the price, I know you said a line item, I understand that, but you do have what.
Any other questions for me?
Communities, no, you're good, right?
All right.
Community
Thank
spent
you
40
very much.
grand this year on sod.
Thanks, Brian.
$4,000 back there,
Well, all of it,
$4,000 for the sod.
40,000,
Okay.
40,000.
Somebody had said it's gonna cost $70,000 to sod back there.
There was an estimate for 70,000 for complete sod replacement in every place in the community that was needed, but the board didn't want to spend the money, so they did the most visible.
Well, the front had already been done.
That was done by the contractor, some of that over there, Dustin was done by the contractor.
Right, no, I'm talking about what you've done. Yeah. The question was answered.
Okay, so that's the plan for landscaping, phase 1 and phase 2. Thank you again, Ryan. So now we're going to move on and discuss the 2026 budget, and I'm going to let Paige, she's worked on that, to provide you some details.
All right. I'm kind of loud anyways, but, yeah, just real, high level, the previous board has done a phenomenal job over the past couple of years, even with, the raising of the dues, and, the rental policy. We're gonna be successful to, be, able to, put 100,000 in savings, to just keep everything going. And that is even including, with the pool furniture, with looking at the, neighborhood improvement that's in the budget that, that Ryan has. Also, something fun, we're gonna bring back social events. My husband jumped on the social committee, so, get ready, he's all about it. So, I know Brad's got a new social committee coming up, and, we're back to, having things happening, in the community. For a while, it's been kind of, quiet, so, everything is on the uptick now, and so a lot more positive. But everything has been fantastic so far. Definitely a huge plus with the rental policy and bringing in income, going after homeowners who aren't paying their dues. Sure.
I looked at the report. The actual dues that are past due today compared to a year ago, it's half of what it was a year ago. the board has been very aggressive in going after past due. Mr. Keller, we're not fielding questions. You can ask questions in homeowner forum. We're going to continue the program.
Thank you, Justin. Any other questions about the 2026 budget? If not,
So
Yeah,
I'm so
sure.
sorry, I do. On our dog stations, so are we actually, who's responsible for that? Who has
Yeah.
a contract on that?
We have a young kid in the neighborhood who actually, he,
a
his
teenager
family
is
lives here.
performing- and his family, he's performing the job.
Yep.
Okay.
And
He
he's doing
takes
a great
care of it.
job.
Yeah,
Every Sunday.
yep.
That's the schedule.
Okay. Great, I was just going through the line items. It's
Sure.
kind of hard to read with everything
I
in
know.
one line.
Oh, it is,
So,
no, definitely.
Yeah, I was just kind of going through and seeing some of the things. So 9080 grounds maintenance and repair, is that not a part of his contract, or is that something else?
Where, oh, 9080.
9080,
The dog stations are considered.
I'm good on
Okay,
your dog
yeah.
stations.
Okay, so the ground maintenance and repair, if you look out next to it, that is $500 for putting the flags out for the holidays,
How much?
I didn't.
for the year. But that's, around $500 for the whole year, for each holiday, for putting out the holidays.
So, okay, I'm gonna move down to 9110. Are we doing that annually, or, because we did it this past year, or?
So, okay, yeah, so the estimate was, for the budget last year was $7,500 for the fence.
5 years, so, but it's on here for next year. So we need to approve that?
What do you mean?
He's saying 4 to 5 years we do.
The amount there on that line item for maintenance and repair for fences, walls, and gates. Gates at the swimming pools break and the door handles break on them. Right now, we've got somebody repairing some fencing at Lindstrom.
I'm just being a little picky, but I thought I heard the pool guy say that he's responsible for all of that.
He's responsible for fixing
Yeah.
it, but he's gonna charge you because that's on his.
Oh, it wasn't included, so that's incidental. We'll be here all night. Because I definitely will go through it, but,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. We just had to spend a little bit of money. Somebody had damaged at the Thayer entrance several weeks ago, right by the sidewalk. Somebody had damaged some of the fencing there. So
Okay.
that's just ongoing preventative maintenance and repair stuff.
Keep in mind, our community is over 20 years old. So there's time to either replace and do some major repairs in the area for, the common areas.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get on the payroll. Mr. Morgan? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, let's move forward. Is there a motion to approve the budget for 2026? Board,
A motion?
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the 2026 budget?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, so now we're going to go into the homeowners forum. Are there any other questions or concerns that you guys want to express?
That means we're excused. That means we're excused.
No, this is your time if you want to have any questions or
Oh,
concerns.
this our time.
This is it. It's your time to shine, girl.
No, I don't have anything. I apologize. I'm not able to make it on Tuesday
That's
night.
okay, you're here tonight, so
Yeah,
thank you.
and when I can be here, I will. Unfortunately, I can't commit to Tuesday night. I'm standing.
I understand.
But
Any
I
other,
would pray that all of you guys will come every single time. My only concern about being able to attend is the notification that you put out. That is the most unprofessional looking thing. Somebody needs to do better.
Are you talking about the signs at the streets?
Please do a little bit better.
Well, actually, if I may be so bold
I'm
to say
sorry.
this. No.
If that falls in your-
That is something that we have been talking about, because I agree with you. I just, I'd rather have something that's more eye-catching. So we're looking into possibly one of those rotating signs,
Could
that.
be anything expensive, because we don't have to add, we don't
Yeah,
have to
it's not
add
good.
anything to this, but I mean,
And that-
I passed it, I had to come down to the school, turn around and go back, because I thought, was that an HOA notification? Sorry, I'm getting on the website.
No, that's
Do
a-
do
those
you
signs are
receive,
really
do you
old.
receive the email
Emails?
notification?
Oh,
Then you need to check with NTX to make sure they have your correct email address, because emails do go out to all the residents.
I did not get it. But that was my only concern, is that people don't know. Because I try and talk to my neighbors about coming to the meetings. They don't know when they happen.
that's why we think these big sign that has the letters that go across, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Right.
band signs
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
gonna be really pricey, and we're trying to
Oh,
keep
no.
our costs
No, they're on
down.
Amazon,
Yeah,
they're
we-
like $100.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
Oh, not 30,000?
No.
No.
No, I promise. And, and that's one thing that, I get it, we're not trying to spend money, we're trying to save everyone money and, and do everything as cost affordable, as possible.
Right.
Because, we all live here, of course, that,
But if it won't increase our numbers in terms of attendance, then it would be a waste. So I think just, maybe putting them closer to the edging, kind of, so they'll be more visible. I'm just thinking visibility.
I actually put the signs up.
I know,
Here. No,
I
that's
almost
okay.
didn't say
I try to
anything
get
because I
as-
saw you doing it,
Yeah, I'm getting as close to the, entrance as I can.
Yeah.
The thing is, how old are they? They're like,
They've been around forever.
they've been around for, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it probably would.
That's why we
to
were
just
thinking.
get something a little
Yeah.
bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank you.
Maybe a magnetic board, if you will,
Yeah.
and,
Okay, are there any other questions, concerns?
I just talked with my husband about that. My children is not attending that activity, so I was asking, and then, like a holiday, I know you guys been having throwing a party for children's, and then, what was it, I don't know, what was the special for the kids? Mostly for the kids,
Right.
Kids involved, whatever. I remember some throwing a party in a swimming pool, bungee, whatever, that being an activity for the kids. Problem, who doesn't have kids, like.
yeah, but from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, it was adults only on that event. Because I was there, and that was awesome. Let me tell you, it was fantastic. So Brad incorporated the stuff for the kids during the day, but at 6 o'clock, bye, we'll see you later. And it was our adult time. So you gotta come out. You gotta,
So
come out.
I encourage you to join the social committee and help Brad out and the others
Yeah,
that are on
right,
the
I
committee.
think
Yeah.
Now that is one thing, my husband, my husband's jumping on the social committee, and he's actually already talked about doing some things that are adults only. Because we get it, there's a lot of stuff for the kids, so he is, has some ideas for some adults only stuff too.
Even Asian myself, and I like to know the rules of Asian, around here, I'm sure there's a bunch of Asian people. But I don't know.
Well, if you want to form that committee, then volunteer, ma'am. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Yes, sir, in the yellow t-shirt.
A couple of questions. Who owns the vacant field up there on Running River and Harmon?
Lassiter, right?
It's a big field right on the floor when you turn in.
It's privately owned.
I thought it was Lassiter.
It is.
Yeah. It's Lassiter the same as the park?
Ain't that where they try to build an apartment complex?
Oh, yes, they did.
And then the other one was, we've lived here 18 years and I've seen, they've changed management companies. I've lost count, 7 or 8. Now we're back to North Texas. What's the rationale? Is it cost, services?
Both,
Also services.
both, primarily services, sir.
We're sticking with him for a long time now. He's the best.
Well, the other guys weren't here long enough to really get acclimated to how culturally things were done for us. We were accustomed to one thing and they were doing something totally different.
Well, and I think if you remember, the one that we just got rid of, you had the violation Nazis driving around, Dustin does a phenomenal
He's a
job.
Nazi too, girl, stop.
I would tell you, he does an awesome job, he really does,
Keila?
Can you remind me where to go so that I can see the actuals along with the budget?
No.
It's on the Engage app. Dustin has all of the financials posted and everything.
That's all.
Is that it? Okay. Then is there a motion to adjourn?
A motion.
Is there a second? Meeting is adjourned, everyone. Have a good evening.